Hi, hello, and welcome. I'm definitely not Sith Angelwing, and you're watching me pug my way to 3K rating on a Blood DK in Dragonflight Season 4. And this is my second time recording this intro today, because the first time I recorded it, I ended up having some issues with my OBS setup. Since I've started streaming recently, I had to make some changes. I switched from the OBS Studio to the Streamlabs OBS. This led to some complications, and the first time I recorded ended up looking like this. As you can see, it's pretty choppy, it's really weird, it's pixelated, and I don't want to make a video like that. What I did in that video was I got myself a crafted piece after doing an Uldaman 8. I'm really proud that I didn't die a single time in that run. That makes me very happy. It means that I'm sort of getting used to playing Blood DK and actually tanking up. After finishing that Uldaman, I rerolled my key from an Eltherus to a Brackenhide 7, and seeing as we just recently had an episode where I was doing Brackenhide, I don't want to do it again, even though I would like to get revenge on that dungeon, because during the stream, we had an untimed Brackenhide 7 and that annoys me, but we're gonna go ahead and do Algathar or Azure Vault, probably Azure Vault. So let's get cracking. Just to quickly show you what I did in the stream, we went ahead and we did some 7s and 6s and whatnot. We didn't time that Brackenhide like I mentioned. When I first attempted to record today's episode, I did this +8 Uldaman. The rest of these 6s and 7s were done on stream. Speaking of which, you can find a link to the Twitch stream down below in the description. Shortly after this video goes live, I will be streaming as well. Don't worry, if you missed a stream, you can still just check out the VOD. There is a dedicated VODs channel called Definitely Not VODs. But yeah, on the stream, we got a bit more rating. We got a bunch of aspect crests, and then the Uldaman gave us enough aspect crests to actually craft a piece of gear. We crafted the Primal Molten Sabatons with the Shadow Flame embellishment. I slapped on Watcher's Loam, and that put us at 505 item level, along with a few other upgrades such as the Idol of Trampling Hooves. Somebody said that I set my loot spec to Unholy. I did that because I don't really need the tank trinkets. And I kind of agree, because I forget to use them, even though I have them set on my keybinds and everything. So I may as well have passive proc DPS trinkets, or if I get like a beacon or something, I'll use that. But for the most part, I'd prefer passive proc trinkets like this All Totem of the Master or the Trampling Hooves. But that's enough jibber jabber. Let's get to running an Azure Vault. Let's do an Azure Vault. That sounds good. And here we are in a +8 Azure Vault. I'm quite happy to be here. This time around, I know the route a little bit better, so I won't be running in and pulling crazy shit that doesn't need to be pulled. For instance, I know I don't need to pull the lashers that are to my left. I can just pull this stuff. I'm gonna try and kick some of these. We're gonna keep them in the beam. Keep this nice and safe. I'm going to use a AoE CC here. I will have to be moving out of this. Kind of got used to having a paladin give me freedom every time I pull, but no such luck this round. I'm going to have to walk out of the, what are they called? Entangling roots myself. Making sure we grab aggro on this. Just going to grip some of these. Okay, we got an AoE Fear. That one got knocked up. I'm trying to grip them to interrupt that, but no luck. People keep beating me to it. Not a great pull, not a big pull, but a safe pull, and that's what I'm looking for right now. We're going to make up any percent we lose on the frogs later on. We're just going to pull whole rooms there because the frogs are pretty safe. Okay, well, we're going to drop down. It's going to hurt a little bit, but nothing too bad. You can use dancing rune weapons over there on that thing. Hopefully somebody kicks that. Somebody did kick that. We're gonna kick this as well. Okay, now we just gotta keep rotating those kicks. I'm gonna drop a D&D over here, keep moving them. I'm gonna drop grippy hands and turn around and death strike. There we go. That was a little bit iffy here, but no big deal. We're gonna kick that new one that we just pulled. Okay, we have all 3 of the trees. This is a little bit risky, a little bit scary. I need to make sure I don't stand in this crap, so I gotta move over even though I just dropped a fresh D&D over there. I do have a macro now that drops D&D where I'm standing if I press shift 4, but if I press just 4, it drops it at my cursor. I have a kick available, so I'll kick one, that one, there we go. Another one is there. We have 2 people with kicks. People are not kicking, but we can also just dispel that. I ran out of, I went into purgatory. I don't like that. Focusing too much on people kicking and not focusing on surviving. This is a hairy ass pull. Okay. That is a very hairy ass right there. Well, we're gonna head straight in with this. Hopefully somebody grabs those little guys in the background. Leyline sprouts are coming through. Okay, we can position over here like so and point it in this direction. Diffuse strike just almost laid me out because I wasn't quick enough with my thingy thing with the stuffy stuff. What's that thing called? Anti-magic shell, but all is well. There's some extra saplings in the back that I didn't pull. Okay, I need to get over here really quickly. There we go. And we're gonna drop a D&D right here where the evoker is. Perfect. Beautiful. The stomp's coming down. People should be nice and safe here. Got to keep moving now with these saplings as they keep exploding. Leyline sprouts coming through. I need to figure out the positioning for the boss again, because I need to make sure that I break as many trees as possible. We're gonna move over here. Infused strike coming through again. This guy needs to move. There we go. We pinged him to move, and he realized that he needs to move. I just got laid out because I didn't have anything running. We need that CR to come through very quickly. We're going to taunt the boss here. Very good. Grippy hands should take care of any aggro issues we have. Running over there to make sure that I break the trees. Okay, that was my mistake. I'm going to drop a D&D over here. Blood Boil to get aggro. Infused Strike is about to come down. No, that's the Consuming Stomp. Infused Strike is going to come in shortly. And there we go. That's a kill. Holy shit, that was bad. My bad. I don't like this boss. There's a lot to do positioning-wise and also survival-wise because he just really hurts. I don't want to know what that's going to be like on a +8 Tyrannical. He's going to stomp me into the ground with that Infused Strike. We did skip a few of those little like boiling sapling things, whatever the hell they are, but it's not a big deal. We can deal with that later by getting some extra % elsewhere. We can get some extra guards in the second boss room or whatever. It'll all work out. There is a misdirect active on me, so I'm not too worried about people pulling these while I'm not there yet. I don't want to use my thingy thing with the stuffy stuff. Movement speed ability here because it just feels like a waste. These guys do punch pretty hard, but they don't really do anything scary. If you can skip these guys, it's a great idea to do so because they're just a kind of a waste of time. They're very inefficient count, right? Like you can be doing a bigger pull than just these two guys on their own. Got a bit of movement speed here to get to the book a little bit quicker. I can appreciate that. Thank you, Druid. And then we have a perfect pull right here. I'm gonna actually use my movement speed ability this time. I'm gonna put Keeper on focus, make sure I have Death Strikes rolling. Okay, he got silenced. Okay, Forbidden Knowledge is now being channeled. I'm going to use AoE CC here to prevent some of these casts from going through. Drop a D&D finally. Make sure I top off on my Bone Shield charges with a quick thingy thing. Icy Bindings coming through. We need to interrupt that. That got knocked back so that it doesn't actually put anyone to sleep. Sleep can be dispelled. It's not a huge deal. We definitely don't want to let Icy Bindings go through because that forces us to stand in shit if we don't want to stand in shit. I'm very slow because of the hardening scales. Now this pull is a nightmare, and I'm going to treat it as such. I'm going to treat it with the respect it deserves because Arcane Fury is going to make these hurt even more. I'm going to use whatever I can here to make sure I survive. I need to get this Death Strike in. I can't. I'm rooted. I'm going to get disoriented now. Okay, I got hit, so I got put out of the disorient. This is very, very stressful. I know, sorry, Evoker, but I have nowhere to go, and I need to get out of that entangling because if I get stunned, I'm basically dead. This dot hurts like hell, and I don't have a D&D to stand in. There we go. Now I got a D&D, and I got a proc on top of it. The group blasted the DPS, so the Furies died quickly. The Furies are the scary mob. Like, the rest of this, I don't care so much about. They do make it a little bit more complicated and annoying to do, but the Furies are what's going to kill you in a fortified run because that dot they put on you is just brutal. Okay, again, I'm going to do whatever I can to survive. The Furies, I'm going to try and interrupt them this time. There's the Piercing Shards. We're going to grip one. When the second Piercing Shards come through, we're going to grip again. There we go. We're going to D&D right here. I put them a little bit further away from the Curator, which is not great for DPS. People can't cleave as efficiently as they might like to, but I'd rather have them not be able to cleave than me not be able to live. So we're going to grip this again. Anti-magic shelled right at the right time to prevent entangling roots from being applied to me, so that's very nice. Arcane Fury being cast, which means they're going to do a bunch more damage. 35% extra damage. Come on, die. Okay, he died before he managed to cast that, so that's perfect. Okay, this guy's gone. We go to the book. Oh, okay. I think that's just about the worst part of the dungeon for me. Those Furies is what I was the most scared of. Turns out I should have been more scared of the first boss, but oh well. We're going to go the left side, even though the patrol's on that side. We do need a little bit of extra percent because I missed some stuff at the beginning. The reason I go this side is because I really don't want to have to deal with grip this, grippy hands, this tune. Oh, come on, give me some. There we go. This is very bad, but it worked out. There's a Keeper. I'm getting knocked back. I'm going to use my Blinding Sleet. This is such a pain in the ass because of these knockbacks. They're getting knocked back by others. I'm going to kick that. This Frost Keeper's almost dead. I got killed. This is really annoying because they're getting bounced around. That knockback kind of threw me off kilter, but this is my bad. There's no CR for me. There's two of them left. They can kind of kite this, it looks like, thankfully. The Construct is almost dead, 9%. Arcane Bash coming through, which means it's going to just stand there. That should die, and I should get a res. Sorry, overdoing the pulls. That was a drawn out pull. Heal is AFK. Is the healer AFK? Yeah, the healer is AFK. I didn't get healed. Am I crazy? Oh, well, that would have probably helped, but I'm a blood DK, so like the healer being AFK, I don't know how to feel about that. Whether or not that's a huge impact to me. We're gonna grip these guys and we're gonna fight them here. The reason I'm gripping them over is because, well, I can, and I don't want him to be in the path of that lieutenant. The lieutenant buffing up all of these guys, kinda too painful for me to deal with. The guards hurt enough on their own. I don't want to have to deal with the lieutenant buffing them up, because the lieutenant, that aura that it has, it basically makes all other mobs that are inside of that aura do more damage, and I think it gives them some other effects too. But here you can see the guards with the ice cutter are really hurting. There we go. Now here we have the keeper and the lieutenant. I think we're just gonna go with this. Yes, and we'll grab one of these vault guards just to make sure I'm good on percent. Death strike. There's the other guard. Okay, lieutenant's coming in. I'm gonna use grippy hands here and just fight for my life. Once the big guy comes in, we're going to use Icebound Fortitude, taunt him, make sure I don't point him at my friends. There we go. Icebound Fortitude is no longer active, so we're going to activate this other thing. All the other mobs are dead, so we're kind of good to go. Ice Cutter coming through, but I'm so beefy at this point that it doesn't matter. Beautiful. There's a Spell Frost Breath. Doesn't do all that much to me when I'm full HP. It's not that scary. I can just Death Strike it back. And we're going to go ahead and pull the boss now. I'm just gonna go with the boss. There's no reason for us to pull that other thing. Summon Draconic Image. There it is. We're going to Death Grip it. I'm going to interrupt it. Arcane Orb going in on the group. Group recognizes that and does something about it. Summon Draconic Image yet again. Arcane Cleave. Oh, okay, that really hurts. And there we go. Grip that. I need to stop disrespecting the bosses just because it's fortified. It's not that easy. I need to recognize that tank busters are indeed still tank busters. Okay, here come all the ads. Make sure I don't get hit by the Orbeez. I am the tank. That doesn't mean I have to be a moron. People blasting the DPS. We have 2 dot classes, so we are able to do decent DPS to this. We have a balanced druid as well who can deal with kind of spread out pulls like this. There is a guard in the midst. We're going to taunt that guard, and there we go. Ice Cutter, we're going to use anti-magic shell to deal with. Rip this. That cleave really hurts, but I had a Death Strike ready for it. Trying to kick the images thing. Grippy hands yet again. Draconic Image should get insta-gripped thanks to that. I need to recover from this really quickly. Can I grip that? There we go. It was out of range apparently for the grippy hands, which is unfortunate. The guard pull was also unfortunate. People were kind of ignoring it. Maybe I should have respected it a bit more. I was waiting for that Arcane Cleave to go through. I didn't want to have anything, whatchamacallit, any other global spent before that so that I could immediately react to it and not die. Okay, stressful but doable. Okay, I think I can skip this. Hopefully it's not gonna bite me in the ass, but oh well. I didn't really use the Mythic Dungeon Tools thing to make sure that that's okay. I really want to pull more than just this, so I'm gonna go into this room and I'm gonna pull some extra shit. I spawn Fortitude, haunt this froggy, pull this froggy, Death Strike, Jesus, okay, Blood Boil, get that aggro, get that Bone Shield, really want that aggro. This is very messy, really wish I had some help with the grouping, but no big deal. Like a hunter with misdirect, just, you know, hitting every mob on the side would have been really nice, but what can you do? You played the hands you're dealt. There's the roar. Group takes a bunch of damage. It's not that scary. Even on a +8, that doesn't really seem to one-shot the group, so I can guess if somebody's low from other damage events, then maybe, but for the most part, that seems pretty chill. Okay, Bear Roar coming in so we can keep pulling. I'm gonna keep going further than this, so hopefully people don't rip aggro off me. Just gonna keep going. The Roar coming through. I really hope people are not ripping aggro off me back there. They're not. It doesn't look like they are. Okay, we're gonna Grippy Hands, Death Strike, make sure I'm nice and healthy, and that should be a good enough pull. I'm gonna stand over here, Tombstone for the damage, drop that Dancing Rune weapon. This guy's going to charge over here. He's going to be close enough. Bestial Roar coming through. Group's healthy enough. Shouldn't kill us. Move out of that swirly. No reason to stand in it, even though I'm a tank. We have a cool ranged group, so I don't have to really worry about my positioning for melee, which is kind of nice. Although with Evoker range, honestly, they may as well be melee. Okay, waiting for the group to get healed up a little bit, maybe. I don't have Grippy Hands for this, so I'm not too happy with the situation, but I'm just going to slowly pull the group. Death Strike. Focus on surviving, not on pulling. You can always add more to the group. Taunt this one. Death Strike it. Now I have aggro for sure. I'm gonna grip this, Death Strike, Keep those death strikes rolling. And then you D&D. Need more bone shield charges. Okay, we have the dancing rune weapon. We're good. Big guy stays alive for a long time, so adding trash a little bit later into the pull isn't that big of a deal because the big guy's gonna stay alive for a while anyway. There we go. That is juicy. Trying to keep them grouped. Dancing between these little runes on the ground is a little bit annoying, but doable. The hornswogs, we're just gonna grab those and go into the next pull. Like the frogs really do nothing. They just auto attack and jump. So the only annoying thing about them is the way that they're like moving around and preventing you from cleaving them effectively the entire time. I'm getting slammed pretty hard here. These guys kind of hurt. Okay, I gotta respect them, so that's what I'm going to do. Bestial Roar doesn't really affect me. I'm gonna use Grippy Hands here and the big, all the big cooldowns basically. I use Vampiric Blood as well. Get used to using that as an offensive. All right, this is kind of a boring pull here, but not. I'll take a boring pull over an impossible pull. And there we go. That's them dead. Just 2 bosses left, so we can focus up on that and get shit done. Looking pretty good so far. We're looking like a 3-star, even though I died 2 times. Not looking like a 3-star, looking like a 2-star, sorry. We have too little time left to effectively do this. Hopefully the ranged gives themselves space to move out of that shit. Just gonna fight right here and right next to this. I see Devastator coming through. For some reason, Druid decided to go that way. Not exactly the best way to go, but no big deal. Is that a Night Elf? That is a Night Elf. I think they just shadow melded. This might actually bite us in the ass here a little bit, but no big deal. Hopefully it doesn't. Frost Bomb coming through. We're gonna just try to conserve a bit of space, I guess. Not too stressed about it. Frost Bomb is a very simple mechanic. It's just very healing intensive on Tyrannical, and that's why it's so scary for people. Use Vampiric Blood. New set of Frost Bombs coming through. New D&D for myself. Gonna try and stand inside of the same D&D. So I'm gonna stand on one side of it to drop the Frost Bomb and then move on to the other side. All is wonderful. I see Devastator coming through again. They don't have Shadow Meld this time, so they just have to take the full damage of it. Another Frost Bomb. I have Dancing Rune, or sorry, I have Grippy Hands, but I'm going to save it for the next boss when the ads come out, or I guess crystals or whatever you want to call it. Very nice. We're safe. Boss is at 18% HP, so there's really nothing, like, we're basically done with this boss fight. Frost Bomb, we're going to try and drop it over here. I think the boss basically dies here. Use Dancing Rune Weapon right here at the end. I see Devastator coming through again. This person is positioning further away, which is good. And he's dead. Very nice. Right next to the book. That's what I was trying to kind of finagle, is to keep close to the book so we can go down right away. 2 minutes for the last boss. Who knows? Maybe this is a 3-star if we really push it. We do have Bloodlust available, so maybe we're trying to Bloodlust this boss and go for a 3-star. I'd be quite happy if I got a 3-star. So we're just going to get started right away. I don't want to use Grippy Hands right off the bat. I want to use that during the ads. There's Dragon Strike. We're going to use Anti-Magic Shell on this one. I can basically rotate between Anti-Magic Shell and the, what's that thing called? Vampiric Embrace. So I'm going to try and do that. But ideally, like I said, I would be using it differently. I'm going to use Vampiric Embrace here so I can mitigate some of that. Not mitigate, but just reduce the impact of that Frost Strike. I'm going to try and move away now. Never mind, the crystals are down. We're going to drop a D&D. We're going to drop Grippy Hands. Okay, we're absolutely blasting the beeps on these. That's the Bloodlust coming through as well. Dancing Rune Weapon. We're going to try and finish this off. Unleash Destruction. We're going to use a movement speed ability. Dragon Strike coming through. I don't have Death Strike available because I don't have enough. Okay. DPS is going crazy right here. I should have used, whatchamacallit, Anti-Magic Shell there on that one, but I didn't. Use Tombstone here for the big dam. Kill this thing before it fractures. Very good. Drop a D&D. Looking out for these orbs the entire time I'm doing this. Dragon Strike needs Anti-Magic Shell. We need to bring up our number of things. What are they called? Bone shield charges. Okay, there's another big one. Drop a D&D on as many of these as possible. Arcane Eruption coming through means more orbs. Gotta look for more orbs. Dragon Strike's gonna come through here in a second. I have Icebound Fortitude and this. We have Kayla going down. That's unfortunate. We're going to, hopefully the Druid CRs them. Okay, the Druid is not CRing them. We're going to CR them like so. Oh, the Druid is dead. No wonder the Druid can't CR them. My bad. Okay, it doesn't look like a 3-star, but we were close. We were close. And I'm quite happy to even have a 2-star on this run. Very close to a 3-star, 17 seconds. Had I not died twice, I think that would have been the time we needed to make it the 3-star. And I got myself a hero tier weapon. I don't really need that, and I don't think anyone else in the run needs that because nobody really needs strength. None of these characters use strength, which is unfortunate because this is really cool. I already have the transmog, so I'm just gonna ask people if they want the transmog. It kind of goes with the set I've got going, but so does Ashkender. I'm gonna take that as a no. Alrighty, that should be pretty much it. it. Now we do have 17 aspect crests, so I'm going to go ahead and use that to upgrade. Oh, Pernix, the marksmanship hunter that was carrying the DPS in this run, they actually watch the DNV videos. That's freaking awesome. What a small world. Well, Pernix, enjoy your little shout out. Thank you for carrying the DPS in that run. I don't know if you were popping the misdirect on cooldown, but my dumbass needs it. So try and do that for me if we run again. Yeah, there was only one misdirection in the entire run. So try and use that. Like, if you see that my dumb ass is not holding aggro, please help me out with the misdirects. I would appreciate it. But as I was saying before I got a little bit distracted, I think I'm going to upgrade Ashkender with the Aspects Awakened crest. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, should I do that? Because next week, actually, I'm going to do a bunch more runs before next week so I can actually get enough crests to do another crafted item. The reason I'm mentioning next week is because that is when we get another Splintered Spark of Awakening, and then I can craft an actual piece. Right now I can't because I only have half a spark. So next week is when we get to craft again. So I'm going to commit to actually just upgrading this. Or I was going to before my add-ons decided that I can't do that. So we're going to reload real quick. There we go. Upgraded Ashkender once, 9 out of 12 Awakening. That actually turned it into the purple one. That's really cool. Well, listen, Thor, now you know which item level you need to get it to get it to purple, which is 9 out of 12 Awakened, 519 item level. Just gonna apply our transmog again, or actually, should I go for the purple one now? Yes, we do. We go for the purple. We even changed the hair color to make sure that it all matches, and we also changed the mount to purple. So yeah, we got everything going purple. That's pretty much it for this video. If you enjoyed it, drop a like. Let me know what you liked about it in a comment down below. If you had fun, make sure you subscribe because there's more episodes coming. And if you're feeling particularly generous, you can become a channel member. Channel members have guaranteed replies to their comments, and they get nice little shout outs like Sith Angel Wing got today. And if you're craving more DNV, you can check out the Twitch stream. It's linked down below. But as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next episode.